So to answer the first question, what should NASA have done differently? First point is that NASA clearly had the protocols in place to deal with this, the checks and balances to make sure that everything was double and triple checked, and that all the pieces were within the tolerances that they needed to be. But it just seems like they caved to ill-informed pressure, whether that was from outside of NASA or even within. People in the management positions would make a call, and that led to obviously disastrous consequences. And with an organization like NASA that is billions of dollars, reliant on government funds, is constantly in the public eye, they have to have these sort of backups and checks. And I don't know. It just seems like from the text that they had all the information they needed. The manufacturing company, the Thiokol, had warned them years early, if not almost 10 years earlier, that these O-rings were not rated for the specific temperature or below the specific temperature, and that they had had faults in the past with them. But due to the two pressures cited in the reading, there was the vice president's schedule to accommodate, and also they needed to fast track a lot of missions to attract a lot of foreign business. So basically they let those two factors override their internal protocols and safety nets, and that led to disaster. So in fine, what they should have done differently is stuck to their guns, stuck to their rules, and not gamble on a piece that they knew was faulty. So in regards to this Roger Boyce Jolly character, in my mind, he's one of the heroes of the whole narrative. He was one of two people who stood up in the face of pressures that were coming from his superiors, both inside of the company that he worked with and without from NASA. And the text specifically cites the example that he was asked by his manager at the company to rewrite a recommendation for these parts, and he refused. And not only that, when the recommendation was, I assume, written up by somebody else, he refused to sign off on it. So in two instances, he stood up for what he knew was right, that these parts were faulty and that they were not rated for the temperatures at which they were being asked to operate. For me, if I were to ever be trusted with the responsibilities of engineering any piece or part or system, for me the responsibility would be the integrity of the part first and foremost. I don't know, in my work experience, I'm a little jaded. I have a little respect for management or their views on jobs that they're not performing or have not performed. And especially if I had the training, the very specialized training, whether it was manufacturing or mathematics or physics or whatever, I would be the expert on it. You know, I'm the expert, and management is just there to manage, not to do my job. So one is illustrated here. One small part can lead to disaster. So I would make sure that redundancy was part of my work, as well as confidence in my own work, and not letting a superior who had no experience in it tell me otherwise.